What's up and welcome back to Rumor Has It Official. Let's get straight into talking about 90 Day Fiance. This is part 2 of season 7, episode 3. And the title of this episode is What Am I Worth to You? Starting off with Robert and Anny. So Robert is still upset with Anny for acting like she's all of that, but is still going to take her out for dinner. Now, this is what he says. He's upset with her because she was acting like she was all of that by not wanting the secondhand clothes. Now, over dinner, when Anny sees the dinner menu, she tells him that she wants to have seafood at their wedding. And Robert says, no, we can do a buffet. I'm paying for everything. Robert also is against having the wedding in Miami because that is revealed. That comes out. He's like, what is up with you in this whole Miami thing? Because Anny says she wants to have her wedding in Miami on the beach. Anny is mentioning Miami and says that she wants to possibly move there as well. They're both bumping heads at the table, and once their food gets out, Anny won't even touch her plate. She tells Robert that she wants to leave and doesn't want the food. She wants Robert to apologize to her for taking her to the thrift store. So now we get back on that. Robert says, okay, I'll apologize that you are selfish, inconsiderate, and a big crybaby. Anny tells the camera crew that Robert promised her a lot of things, and now that she's there, it's a different story. Now, if he's promised her all these things, he needs to uphold what he's promised. But at the same token, this should be a lesson for a lot of women that actions speak louder than words. And just because someone is promising you something, if they're not showing you by their actions that they're going to fulfill, or even showing you that they can't even do it, then why believe them? Let's move on to Mike. So Natalie is being interviewed for the K1 visa. So Mike is taking the opportunity to get the property ready for Natalie. He later decides to call Natalie to hear about the visa interview. Now, he's already booked a ticket for her, thinking that she's going to get approved for her visa. Natalie tells Mike she'll have to delay the visa. It could take up to 6 months. Natalie says that she packed all her clothes and said her goodbyes to her family and friends, and she isn't leaving. So Mike, he's in debt now, and he's going to make another trip to Ukraine to see Natalie because she at one point is like begging him and giving him these sad eyes and you just pouting and saying, oh, I wish you could be here. You know, like she's just in so much distress. And so he's like, baby, I don't know how many times this dude said baby. He said baby so many times. It was like, okay, we get it. Baby, I'm going to come to you, baby. I'm going to be there for you, baby. It almost reminded me of Caesar. Really. It reminded me of Caesar and Maria. Let's move on to Michael and Juliana. So Juliana feels nervous about meeting Michael's kids. She says that he tells her that he does trust her with his kids, but she doesn't believe that he actually does. When Juliana makes it to his apartment, she notices how messy it is. It's a nasty mess. And I'm really not surprised, to be honest. I've seen a lot of people that clean up well, they look well with how they dress, but when you step into their house, it's nasty. So the kids seem to be very open to Juliana, and they tell the camera crew that she's really pretty and that their dad is a lucky guy. These kids even make her breakfast and a cake. They tell her that they did some research about avocados and how where she's from, avocados is really like a dessert. And the kids doing more research, knowing more stuff than the daddy do. But it was crazy because they said, come on, let's eat. So come to find out, the little girl, she made the eggs, she made the sausage. And of course, the eggs didn't look thoroughly cooked and the sausages looked like she just took them out the packet and threw them in a microwave. So I don't know if anybody got sick or had diarrhea by the end of that breakfast. The cake didn't look pleasant, but I just couldn't believe that these kids was in the kitchen making their own breakfast when I feel like he should have had his house clean to prepare for a woman to come in. I don't care if you do plan on moving and getting a house. That house should have been clean. And also, he should have had breakfast or catered some type of breakfast or picked up some breakfast for his guests. So I'm just saying, I'm not really too much a fan of Michael. Comment down below what you thought of that whole scene. Let's go back to Robert and Anny. So on the car ride home, Anny says that Robert is a liar. and promised her the latest phone and designer clothes. Now, he probably did. In order to get her, he's seen the type of woman she was, and so he felt the need to make all these promises. Robert tells Anny that she can sleep on the couch, but he's sleeping in his bed. He says this because Anny says that she wants to go to sleep far away from him. And so he's like, well, far away would be in the couch, and I'm not sleeping on the couch, so you can go and sleep on the couch. I feel like even though I'm not in agreement with how she reacts to certain things, but I can understand because she feels like she was promised certain things and those things are not happening. But then I also feel like he's very disrespectful at how he talks to her. You know, it's like he's talking to another dude off the street, and he talked to his friend with more respect than he's talking to her. When they went to the bar and he was talking to his friend, and his friend was kind of telling him, I know how these, Dominican girls are. He was a little more kind to his friend than he is talking to Anny. So as soon as Robert pulls out this gift for Anny, her whole demeanor changed, okay? These aren't even clothes. When she opens the gift, it's the lingerie that he purchased. That gift is really for Robert, okay? That's a gift for him to enjoy, for his pleasure. Really not for her, but that made her, oh, I love it. It's sexy. So Robert says that Anny's actions raised some red flags. Not enough red flags, obviously, because he still was, excited for her to put on that lingerie. But this is what he tells the camera crew, that it raised some red flags. But we'll see if the red flags are enough for him to say, okay, look, this isn't working out. We don't really know each other that well. I think that you should maybe go back home. I doubt that very seriously. Let's move on to Anna and Marcel. So the boys want answers because one of the boys overheard the convo. He was actually there when they had dinner with Anna's mother. Marcel tells them, the boys, that he has family problems and that he doesn't want to lose his family. He wants them to be understanding of his situation. Now, these are young kids. You want them to understand your situation. I'm so done with Anna, and I'm done with Marcel. So Marcel tells the camera crew that if it wasn't for Anna's kids, he would want her to live in Turkey because it's the most beautiful place in the world. The boys believe that their mom would choose Marcel over them. So that really saddens me and makes me wonder if she's done that before to them in the past. Has she just abandoned her kids and ran off with some man? Because for her kids not to trust and know that their mom is going to put them first and choose them, something has occurred in the past. Something has happened. Anna feels stuck between her kids and Marcel. And she really shouldn't, because those boys should always come first. You shouldn't feel stuck. Listen, you mean to tell me you didn't question him or you didn't know about these things before you applied for that visa and brought him out there? So what do you think would change? So to me, it sounds like you already put your relationship before your children, because there's no way I would allow someone to deny my kids or my significant other or someone that I was talking to not tell their family about my children, because we come as a package deal. So this is just sickening to me, and it really saddens me for these boys. Let's move on to Tanya and Sinjin. So Tanya's two friends are leaving, so they're going out for dinner. Tanya takes him to a classic steakhouse in New York. Over dinner, Tanya brings up having kids. Sinjin says that he won't be pressured into having kids. He's thinking logically, and Tanya, she just wants to be in control. You can tell this is why she hasn't been in a relationship, not because she can't find anyone, because she is a pretty girl, but it's because of her control, wanting to control everything. Some people are not meant to get married. And with her, it seems like because she's not willing to compromise or be fair in a relationship, it has to always be her way. She needs to be single and live her life. Be single, because you want to have a man, but you want to tell him what to do and always get your way. That's not fair. You do have to compromise, and you do have to be fair. You're not going to always get your way. Okay. She tells him whether they work out or not, she's having kids. And she even goes as far as to say, this was in my plan. I feel like I was destined to be a mother, that even if I didn't find someone, I was going to have kids. Basically, she, I guess, was going to get a sperm donor and go through that way. So it's like, what is he there for? Why are you with him? Why have you gone through all of this and you basically make it seem like you don't need him? So Tanya adds that she wants to have a family with Sinjin, but if it's a deal breaker for him, then she basically is going to live her life. I don't see this relationship working. I don't see him as the type of man that's going to sit back and just do everything that she wants to do, because he's already kind of expressing his opinion and she's bucking up against him and being very smart. And it's like, well, I'm going to do this regardless, with or without you. I wouldn't even want to be with a person like that. So I really need to hear your thoughts on part 2 of 90 Day Fiance. This was season 7, episode 3. Again, the title of this episode is What Am I Worth to You? Comment down below letting me know all of your thoughts on this episode. I thought it was a pretty good episode. Give this video a big thumbs up. Share it with a friend who also loves watching 90 Day Fiance. Don't forget to subscribe and hit that bell so you'll be notified on the next time that I make an upload. And I will catch you all in the next video. Peace.